Hello and welcome back to another video, Gaming Heroes. It's very good to see you as always. My name is Erosium, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the Tower of Torghast. First we're going to go through the lore of Tower of Torghast, and then we're actually going to go into the nitty-gritty details over on the Wowhead website and just try and get to know exactly all the information we can out about Tower of Torghast. It's looking like it's going to be a hilarious, really entertaining, awesome, but also frustrating piece of content that I'm very excited for. So I want to share that excitement with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and leave your comments in the section below. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The Tower. Within the moor looms an immense structure known as the Tower of the Damned. Inside, players will discover a new kind of experience to take on and explore. Torghast, Tower of the Damned, is an instanced dungeon scalable from 1 to 5 players with difficulty that adjusts to the size of your party. As you ascend the tower, both you and your enemies will grow in power. You'll also encounter new challenges with increasing complexity to overcome. The tower will change each time you enter it, providing variability in your experiences and encouraging you to explore the tower. Where you may have turned right during one foray, you might find yourself taking that left next time. Not only do floor plans change within the tower, but so too do the monsters you face, the traps, the bonuses, and the rewards for overcoming each new challenge. As you climb, be wary of the fast rate at which your enemies become more difficult on each new floor. The jailer will send more and more deadly creatures to thwart you and your party. Each floor will become more complex. To overcome these challenges, you'll need to search out and collect Anima. The tower is not a timed experience, so exploration of each level could make the difference between success or failure, as that's how you'll discover the powers that can help you as you ascend. Anima in the moor presents itself as a form of potential energy that you'll come across, which offers you a choice of how you want to benefit. As an example, you might be given the choice between something like Oberon Endurance, which increases your maximum health by 10%, or Oberon Talisman, which increases your mastery by 5%. You could stack a lot of damage this way, but you may find that you're still dying to the challenges of the tower if you don't also choose to bolster your survivability too. As an example, you could find an ability like Corruption Antennae, which gives your attacks a chance to curse your target, dealing 35,440 shadow damage to your targets over 8 seconds. Later, you might find Shadowed Iris, which makes it so when you deal shadow damage, it has a chance to blind the target, reducing their chance to hit by 75% for 12 seconds. These abilities could work well together, creating a synergy that makes your attacks more effective. Within the tower, you'll also find epic powers to use, such as the Golden Idol, which grants the ability to see which enemies are carrying Anima. This provides you and your party with the ability to determine which enemies will be the most beneficial to kill, helping you determine if your party should take them or leave them be and move on. The abilities your party acquires through Anima can lead to a wide variety of interesting experiences as you play through the tower. You want to try and coordinate between your allies to maximize your effectiveness as a party. But beware, becoming overconfident. Powers that may work well on one floor may not benefit you on another. As an example, you could take Bloating Fodder, which will cause mole rats within the tower to explode on death, dealing 10,631 plague damage to all nearby enemies. With enough stacks of this ability on these annoying creatures, you could do massive amounts of damage to anything nearby. This is useful when you're on the floor with plenty of mole rats to put to your use, but not as useful if you progress to a floor without any crawling around. The tower is always changing from run to run, but it's also changing over time. As you press further into the moor, the jailer may change his tactics against you. Within the first couple of weeks of Shadowlands expansion, the jailer will unleash a horde of monstrosities into the moor and the tower itself in an event called the Beast of Prodigium, changing the experience. During this event, you may gain some new powers that can help you counter these beasts, such as the Chain of Command, which calls forth Horgel, a powerful shade hound that can stun individual enemies and draw their attention. You may also come across a Shade Essence lure that calls forth Valok, a powerful soul eater that can inflict area damage and silence enemies. Runes and legendaries. Great rewards await those who push themselves to their limits to climb the tower. As you progress through Torghast, you'll gather runes along the way that you can take to a rune forge, where the rune sage will help you forge legendary items. You'll also be able to learn a bit more about the origins of iconic legendary items such as Frostmourne or the Helm of Domination. You'll also have more control over how you can craft your legendaries, meaning you will be able to determine what slots they go in, what benefits they give you, and maybe even what secondary stats they have. So Torghast, why do we actually need to do it? I've spoken a little bit about what Torghast is, the kind of challenges that you will face within there, and the various different aspects of what is just involved with Torghast. We haven't really spoke about why we need to do it. Well, as with, BFA and every expansion that comes out for World of Warcraft, there's always something you need to do in order to get geared up, whether it's going to do visions and doing your masks and everything like that, or mythics. You've got to do stuff in order to get, progression towards certain gear, like your Heart, Azeroth, etc. Well, in Shadowlands, we're going to be having legendary gear. And to get this legendary gear, we're going to need to acquire some soul ash, which predominantly is gathered from Tower of Torghast. Additionally, when we need to make legendary gear, we are going to need to access the Runecarver, who is in the Tower of Torghast. So as you can see, it's a really, really vital need to be there, and you will find that you will definitely have to go to the Tower of Torghast a lot more. You'll definitely have to go to the Tower of Torghast quite a lot for doing things like gathering your soul ash or just making yourself some legendary armor. Now, luckily, something I really like about the Tower of Torghast is it is 1 to 5 players, so you can solo stuff. You don't have to join a group if you're just feeling like, monging out on your own, or if you really want to play with a bunch of friends, then at least you can do it with the whole group. That's pretty cool, and I really like that little aspect there. So something worth noting is you don't get your quest for the Tower of Torghast immediately. You have to hit level 60, you have to pledge yourself to a covenant, and then the actual quest line opens up to you. And at that point, once you've completed that quest line, you can run it at will and do as many runs of Tower of Torghast as you like. The beauty of this is it won't get stale, it won't get boring, because Blizzard have made it so every single run is a different experience. Not only are the monsters different, but you're different. You get abilities that will help you or hinder you along the journey. So it comes down to what you choose to take as an ability, because you are going to have choices here. You're not just going to get given abilities and say, deal with it. You get choices along the way as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how certain choices will affect you and certain choices will affect you negatively as well as positively. Now, something I actually really, really like is there is no requirements to actually enter Torghast. So once you've done the initial quest line, you don't need to gather materials in order to enter into Torghast. You can do it as many times as you want, making it really fun and repeatable gaming content, which is something I really enjoy personally. Something I really wish Battle for Azeroth had is just the ability to go into visions a lot more and not need to buy certain things in order to go in. It gets a bit frustrating having to go and do a bunch of daily quests just so I can go do the actual piece of content that I actually really enjoy. I think it gets a bit grindy for me when you have it like that, so I really am happy that Torghast has become more about the actual fun of what you are doing rather than just seeking the reward, because oftentimes when it's just seeking the reward, you find boosters just kind of going at everyone, say, oh, I'll boost you this, I'll boost you in that, and really, the game's not just about boosting, it's about enjoying the actual content within it. And if you have to kind of do a prerequisite every day of spending an hour, doing daily quests, or 2 hours doing daily quests, just so that you can go and actually do the piece of content that you enjoy about the game, that can be quite frustrating. So hopefully that remains the case. With this, it will just be completely free, just to go and do as much Torghast as you want. I understand, obviously, the rewards might become more limited as a result of that. That's completely fine, as long as you get to enjoy that. So as soon as you enter Torghast, you'll get a debuff from the jailer who basically runs Torghast, and that prevents you from adjusting your equipment, talents, and specializations. But that can be countered by Refuge of the Damned. If we just go over that right here, it's an instant cast bubble which suppresses not only the Jailer's Chains but also the effects of Torments. It also hides you from enemies. There is a Refuge of the Damned in Torghast entrance way on every third floor. Okay, that's very clever. So they do give you the options to be able to change it, like your specs, your abilities. That's really clever because you might say recognize a floor and recognize that certain monsters deal a lot more damage or have a lot more health. You might want to change your spec basically to meet those expectations. So this is the UI of what you should see in Torghast. You can see it clearly states how many deaths you either have had or how many deaths you've got left, which is interesting. So I believe it with Torghast, it is based on how many deaths your group can have before it's finished, basically. So you're trying to get as far as you can into the tower. Oh, and there's this little bar here which seems to be Phantasma, and that is itself an indication of what you can spend on certain abilities within Torghast. So I'm just going to assume that these are all abilities here that you can choose from as you're going through Torghast, and I imagine that there are going to be some quite interesting funny builds to use here along the way. I'm very excited to actually try some of these. This retractable UI shows you how many Anima powers you have currently collected. You can click on Anima power buttons to see the slide out menu displaying the icons of Anima powers that you currently have. Mousing over an icon will pop out a brief description. The number on the icon indicated the number of stacks of that Anima power that you have. Instant and single use Anima powers like those grant you free Phantasma, for example, are not displayed in the Anima UI. Okay, so yeah, it's basically just saying that you can pop your mouse over each of these abilities and it will kind of go into more detail exactly, you know, what is involved in those abilities. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm really looking forward to experimenting and just kind of trying little trolley builds, like maybe just going all in one and seeing what happens. I think it would be very bad, but I think it'd be very funny. That's the beauty though of roguelike games. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played roguelike games, but just kind of building your own method of getting to the end. I think that's really fun, and there's definitely a certain challenge level to it and a certain satisfaction from actually beating it. That's what I'm looking forward to with this. Okay, so Anima Orbs and powers in Torghast. Anima Orbs are your main source of power in Torghast. Anima Orbs will spawn throughout the floors, and you are able to interact with them to select Anima power from a small menu of powerful traits that will last for an entire run in Torghast. You're able to find Anima Orbs by doing the following. Anima Orbs can simply spawn on the floor, but generally protected by elite mobs. Empowered mobs, which have increased damage and health, will spawn at the end of most floors. Killing them always spawns an Anima Orb, so you always get some level of power up. Similarly, rare mobs will always spawn an Anima Orb once killed. Occasionally enemies in Torghast hold Anima Orbs and drop them once killed or destroyed. Okay, so like standard enemies, not just elites and rare elites, but it's more rare, I guess. Completing side objectives such as opening special chests or helping Covenant prisoners will spawn an Anima Orb. Anima Orbs can be spawned from the plundered Anima Cell, which can be purchased from the broker's NPC in the break rooms. So the break rooms... Oh, okay, so you can actually buy these, and that allows you to get further and further into the tower. That's clever. An Anima Orb is a dark grey orb that can be interacted with. When interacted with, you can choose one to three Anima. When interacted with, you can choose 1 to 3 Anima powers that you can then make use for the rest of your run. These Anima powers are coloured to indicate their strength, following the same colour chart as item quality, with white being the most common powers and purple being the most powerful ones. So each run is going to be completely different, and just if we scroll back up to the powers here, there's actually, is there not? Hold on, Anima power guides. So there's already guides that people have created. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't want to go too much into that because I feel like that might ruin it to a point, and I think I want to actually experiment and try things out before I kind of optimize myself to be the very best at certain things. I don't want to take the fun out of it. You can stack many Anima powers that are stackable, like stat increases, damage increases, Phantasma generation, among others, and non-selected Anima powers can show up again in future Anima Orbs. So don't be afraid of stacking any powers you might like. Yes, that's going to be fun. If you aren't sure about what Anima powers you would like, or if you get tacked while trying to figure it out, not to worry, you can close the selection button. It will show up on your screen so that you can access it when you are ready. Good. The cooldown of your sigils is reduced by 15%. A watchful light flight defends you, dealing 204 holy damage. I hope that I can just have a pet build where I can just get tons of pets. That'd be hilarious. While under the effects of unbridled darkness, killing enemy unit extends its duration for 5 seconds. Wow, that's awesome. That's very cool. Torghast Tower. Oh, damned torments. Torments are a mechanic that serves as a further difficulty increase in Torghast. As they progress through higher and higher floors, the jailer will notice your presence and make use of torments to either empower his servants or weaken the player. Ooh, that's not going to be nice. I'm not looking for that. As of the latest Shadowlands alpha build, torments become stronger as you advance to higher floors. That's going to be fun. Death count and the Tara grew. Death count and the Tara grew in Torghast, Tower of the Damned. Unlike previous iterations of challenging content, what limits you in Torghast is neither time nor speed, but the number of deaths. Dying in Torghast has you respawn at the beginning of the floor you are currently on, and you are allowed to die a number of times per run, depending on the number in your party. Solo, you can have 5 deaths. 2 players, you can have 8 deaths. Ooh, 3 players, you can have 10 deaths. 4 players, you have 13 deaths. 5 players, 15 deaths. Oh, that's not nice. You've got 5 players. It must be obviously easier. That's interesting, though. These death counters are for the entirety party. If you, i.e., you are only allowed to die 15 times between 5 members in your group. Very interesting. Increase the available death count. Oh my gosh, what is that potion? That increases the amount of deaths that your party can have. Very clever. I like it. So you can really go for a big ass run. Reaching the maximum number of deaths permitted will not automatically end the run. However, once you reach it, a 30-second timer will appear on your Torghast UI. After the timer ends, the Taragru will spawn. The Taragru is a massive NPC that will spawn at the beginning of the floor and make it slow way towards the end of the level. Oh, I'm assuming this bad boy is going to kick your ass. Torghast, the Tower of the Damned layout, is divided into 10 areas, 6 wings, 3 twisted corridors, and the Runecarver's chamber. Ooh, okay. Oh my god, the twisted corridors. I see, and the chamber. It's going to be interesting. Twisted corridor, a group of 3 layers. Wing, a group of 8 layers. Oh my god, this is huge, dude. This tower's huge. Torghast wings are Skodus Hall, Fracture Chambers, Soul Fortress, Coldheart, Interstitia, Mortarega, and the upper reaches. Only 2 of 6 wings will be active at a time. These rotate every week. Each wing offers different environments, enemies, bosses, and it is divided into 8 layers. Each layer is divided into 6 floors. Layer 1 contains 1 floor through to 6. Layer 2 contains floor 7 through to 12, and so on. Completing a layer will end your run in that wing and will reward you with Soul Ash, a currency that you will need in order to create your legendary gear. Oh, dude, this looks so cool, though. Look at all this art here. It's amazing. This is awesome. Oh, this looks... Oh my gosh, this looks creepy as hell. It looks like a vampire's palace. The Runecarver's chamber. Torghast is also home to the Forge of Souls, an imprisoned Runecarver. It is here that you will bring your material and offerings and ask the Runecarver to allow you to create a legendary piece of gear. You will unlock Runecarver's chamber during the Torghast introduction questline. The chamber is easy to find. Just turn right when you port into Torghast. Oh, this poor guy. Look at him. I got a little picture of him here because I was just geeking out. But, you know, look at the poor guy. I feel sorry for him. He looks tired. Bless him. Phantasma break rooms vendors in Torghast. A second Torghast specific currency is Phantasma. Yes, we've already gone over Phantasma. Scattered throughout the Torghast are many souls. There are tortured souls, bound souls, and more suffering at the pleasure of the jailer. Interacting with these souls will free them, granting you a stackable buff. Stackable buff. You can get beast mode. The soul grants you its blessing, increasing spirit by 1%. That will last for an entire run, and another new currency, freed soul, that you can use to advance your sanctum. Sacrificing some souls for the cause can grant you another buff. Soulbound ornaments. Oh, that's a big improve. Critical and haste and healing, 10%. And puzzles in Torghast. Torghast also holds puzzles, chests, secret runes, more fun to figure out. Solving puzzles may reward you with treasure or a rare fight, or it may just open a door. Oh, that's awesome. So you've got like these various different... I like this, dude. I do enjoy when we have to do this puzzle solving. That's really fun for me. I definitely like the idea of being able to go into secret rooms and stuff like that. I think that's really fun. There is a game called Ashes of Creation that is currently on the way out, and they say that rogues in that game will have access to like find secret rooms, and I love the idea of like having that unique ability to be able to like find secret rooms and like explore places that not many other players visit. I think it's really cool. Torghast Tower of the Damned rewards. It is currently unknown what are the rewards for Torghast Tower of the Damned. Currently on the Shadowlands Alpha, you can earn plenty of placeholder rewards that you can bring out of Torghast with you. Freeing bound souls in Torghast grants you freed souls. So this is all the basic stuff we've already gone over. And you get soul ash, you get freed souls, you get phantasma that you can buy stuff within Torghast to improve your runs. But it hasn't gone literally over the exact loot that you will get or potential gear that you might get from Torghast, which I'm very excited to look into, and I will definitely update you guys as that comes out. But for now, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the fact that we've gone over quite a lot of Tower of Torghast. I just wanted to really go into detail with it because for me in Shadowlands, this is going to be a major part of the channel. I'll be doing a lot of Torghast tower runs and a lot of experiments with that, and I think it'll be really, really fun. And I just wanted to get across how passionate I am about this specific type of game mechanic that they're introducing. I think it's going to be so fun. I think it's going to completely change World of Warcraft for the good. I think it's going to really make the game really fun in different ways that we've never experienced within WoW. And I'm really excited to try that. What are your guys' thoughts on Tower of Torghast? If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Really appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you next time. This is Erosium, out.